Report formats and exporting a report. Log into Cognos. And now let's run a report. I'm going to go to Open Menu, Content, find Student Records, then Reports, and let's run the Dean's List. By clicking on the title of the report, it will run the report in the default format, which is HTML. I'm going to go ahead and make my selections. And run the report. You can see up here, it's showing the current format that's displayed on this report, which is HTML. But I click on it, it will show me all other format options that Cognos has. Besides HTML, it has a PDF format. PDF format is ideal to use when you're scheduling to run reports that don't have any filters. We use this for reports such as weekly application summary. Then we have Excel and Excel data, which both export to Excel in different ways. Last but not least, CSV and XML, which are not used, so we're just going to focus on Excel and Excel data. Excel data will display a report in a simple tabular format, where Excel will show the report with all of the images and special formatting and extra text. It's on a report. There are also some pros and cons to using each of these formats. So let's go through them. So let's run the Dean's List using the Excel format. And I can do that simply by clicking Excel here. When you run a report, it will download it based on how you have your web browser set up. In Chrome, you can have it by default go to a specific folder, or you can choose to always have it ask you where the report should be, where you can customize the name. I have it here going to a default folder, so I can just click here on Downloads and open it up right here by clicking the open icon so we can see what this report looks like. So here we are in Excel format. You can see the colors are the same. It has the images. It has the text, which shows which filters we selected and any other additional text that's been put on the report. And you can see there's quite a bit difference in how it manages the cells or merges cells. You can also see this FERPA restricted indicator column is very wide, and it has to do with all this additional text here. You can grab it and move it to make it look more like the report that you see in Cognos, but that is a limitation of Cognos that you see it the way you just did. So this version has many pros and a few cons. One, Cognos can create a report that has multiple distinct pages. You must use the Excel format if you want to see multiple distinct pages export when you're using that feature. Excel data will only show you the first page of the report. Secondly, the Excel report will show you totals where you expect them to be, just like they look like in the Cognos HTML format. So what are some of the downsides? One is if you want to do filtering, you have to really be careful about grabbing just the right cells you want to. And keep in mind that if you go to the bottom of the spreadsheet, you have some merged cells where you have the date, the page number here, and then over here, the time. This can mess you up when you're trying to do any kind of filtering or sorting. So just be sure you're selecting the proper area, both from the top to the bottom of the pages that are your rows of your data. One other caution or negative about using the Excel format is that sometimes it has additional columns or rows that are hidden or merged that you can't see, so you won't be able to do some of those features unless you fix them, and they're not always easily fixed. Okay, so now that we've explored Excel, let's look at the Excel data format. So to get out of where we are right now in the dial in this report by Excel format, I'm going to click on Dean's List. I'm going to click the close button to close the report. Now I'm going to go run it again. Now this time I'm going to run it in Excel data format. Go ahead and open that file. There we go. So you can see there's no formatting, there's no headers, there's no images, and all the information is in a tabular format. This makes it really easy to filter and sort and do data manipulation like you usually want to do in Excel. But it does have some drawbacks that I mentioned earlier. One being that if your report has multiple distinct pages, the Excel data format will only pull and display the first page of the report. Secondly, if your report has totals, strangely enough, they won't show up here under these columns as you would expect, but off on the left, you'll see the total title and the value would be in the second row, and that would be for multiple totals. So if you want to just be able to see purely tabular data without totals, you'd probably want to use this Excel data format. Now, before we finish here, I wanted to say one more thing about running the report in Excel or Excel data format. And that is, you've seen here that I always ran it in HTML format first. And then after it was run in HTML format, I run it in Excel or Excel data to export it out in the format that I want. That's really running the report twice. When a report takes a couple minutes to run, that doubles your time. And if it's 5 minutes to run the report, it can take 10 minutes to get it to export to Excel. So instead of running it twice, I strongly suggest you right-click on the name of the report you want to run, click Run As, and here you can choose Excel or Excel data to run your report. So let's go ahead and run this in Excel. Choose Run. Make your selections. And it will run it directly to Excel. And then we can go ahead and open that up. Okay, so again, keep in mind, go ahead and close this. The fastest way to run a report that you want to export to Excel is to click on the report name and choose Run As. You can do it here. You can do it over here. Click on that option, oops, and choose Run As. I don't know why this keeps showing up, sorry. Run As here. And notice we're doing this from the content page. We can also do that from, if I click here, we go to the recent page, the same idea. Right click, Run As, or right click, Run As.